Alright, it's Booker's time. We're just keeping with the Jim Beam tonight.
I ain't complaining. I fucking love my.
So this is the newest release for 2021. This is the Tagalong batch. So yeah, I'll let you take the lead on this because you've tried it and you've told me some of what you think.
I enjoy this batch, and I'm starting to think that I'm young. I don't have a whole lot of experience with bourbon, but I think that Booker's does a theme for each year whenever they do their batches, and then it's like a twist on each batch. Because last year they did a huge trend with like the peanut brittle and like bean funk of peanut. These new batches of this year, I haven't gotten that. I've gotten a ton of cinnamon roll on both Donahoe's batch and Tagalong batch, and I'm starting to sense a theme because of that. And I've also heard that like 2019 was like the last time Booker's tasted like true bourbon, where it was like true bourbon notes. And after tasting Beaten Biscuits batch, I have to agree a little bit.
Right.
Because that one was probably the most balanced of the Bookers I've had. So, that being said, I've tasted this one before. It's very sweet. I tasted the neck pour. This one has had about a week to air out a little bit. So, getting into the nose, cinnamon, a little bit of like pretzel dough, ethanol.
I get a dialed down version of the Annie Ann cinnamon pretzel.
That's what I meant.
The dialed down version, yeah. I don't get as much doughiness as that would give me.
And that's what I mean. It's like the Annie Ann's, because Annie Ann's pretzels are a little underdone to the point that dough makes sense for those.
Right.
Which, by the way, I might have to do that this weekend. I haven't had an Annie Ann's pretzel in
Same.
like at least 3 years.
Tasting pairing Bookers with Annie Ann pretzels.
Yes. Anyways, a little bit of like pepper spice. The nose is sweet. It burns a little bit because it's barrel proof. It's
what,
Booker's.
127 or so?
Yes. So the nose is warm, it's sweet, it's spicy, it works super well. Cinnamon. Doughy. It's warm. Like I said, this has a Kentucky hug.
I was gonna say not heat in a bad way. It's not just warm, it has a Kentucky hug, is what I.
But this is also one of the sweetest Bookers I've had in a while.
Yes. And I don't want to say it's like a true bourbon sweetness, because it dials it on that cinnamon.
It dials it on the cinnamon. Like, this tastes like watered Annie Ann's pretzel. Like liquid Annie Ann's pretzel, but hot. Like, if you took a bite out of a super, super hot, fresh Annie Ann's pretzel.
Yes.
That's kind of what this bourbon encapsulates. And that's why I like this so much. Because the Kentucky hug is wonderful.
This might be the best Kentucky hug I've gotten out of a Booker's.
Out of a Booker's, yes. It's warm going down without it being hot.
It lasts a while. I took a sip almost 20 seconds ago now, and I'm still feeling it pretty intensely.
You're feeling it, you're still tasting the cinnamon, you're still tasting the... There's like definitely vanilla cream in it too.
It literally, so it has...
And that's why I say cinnamon roll, because it has the vanilla cream too.
But like, the other thing is, there's some aspect of the flavor that lasts long enough where I feel like I'm still drinking it, if that makes sense.
Yep.
But like, I want to keep swallowing because I'm like, oh, I'm drinking more of it. But I'm not. I'm
It's
getting
just
so
there.
much flavor. That is so, I don't think I've had a bourbon do that. That is really odd.
And that's why I'm happy I have 2 bottles of it, because I really like this. I'm very happy with this.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to break it out again tomorrow night, because I do want Ryan to try it.
Yeah.
And after getting Amanda into bourbon, she was actually, whenever she tasted the Beaten Biscuits I had, whenever we went out to the bar, she was like, oh, that's really good.
That's the cash strengths on the cards. Hell yeah, brother.
Yes, it is.
It's not like with my boss, when I give him samples, it has to be under like 107 proof, otherwise it's lost on him. He doesn't like super high proof. But he loves the 1792 12 years, so he's in it for the flavor, he just doesn't like the high proof.
And that's fair. I totally respect that. I mean,
His sweet spot is in the 90 to 100 range.
And there are definitely, I feel like that might be a like age gap thing
Yeah.
because my dad is the same.
Although I don't know,
age.
he's only. My boss is only like 31.
Oh, well, yeah, that might he might.
He's
be,
not that much older than me. He's into tequila.
Oh, that's what it is.
Because he gives me tequila samples, I give him whiskey samples.
So I was gonna say. Oh, I was thinking of your old boss at the other store.
He's also in his mid 30s.
I thought he was in his like 40s.
No, he's in his mid 30s.
Interesting.
He plays World of Warcraft and smokes weed constantly. He is not in his 40s, brother.
Huh. Well, I'm just bad at guessing people's ages. Fuck
Yes,
me, I
yes, you
guess. But yeah,
If you would say this.
I'm in a monogamous thing right now.
And you know that means the jokes are just going to turn down for what?
Absolutely nothing.
Hell yeah, brother. I broke the knob off. I turned it up so high, I just went, shoot. Oh, well, guess what? Now I'm stuck in Southern game mode.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my, oh
But
my.
back to the bookers. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
there's,
this is it's a higher proof than some of the Elijah Craig's we tried, and it's still
I think it's better.
it's way better. I just think that like for barrel proof Booker's resonates with me. Like there's no other barrel proof that resonates with me as much as Booker's, except for maybe Stag. But like again, Stag's impossible to find.
You're talking a unicorn versus it sits on the shelf a little bit.
And that's because it's expensive. This is twice the price of Stag at MSRP. It makes you wonder, would Stag sit a little bit longer if it was $100 a bottle? Because I would spend $100 for a bottle of Stag.
I don't think the taters would care about the price. You see people buy Blanton's for $200 and Weller Special Reserve for $75. You know that the taters are going to take.
You right, taters are gonna take. Well, here's the thing about taters gonna take that I question. Is there a hard number that taters stop tating? Like for example, well, there's
What is the tater to tate ratio?
Yes. Like
Is there like a tater totter where like
well,
it reaches a certain point where it just tips?
like because they'll spend $75 on Weller Special Reserve, but if Old Weller Antique was right next to it for $150. Would they spend the $150? I question that. Would they spend it? I know I wouldn't, but I also know I wouldn't spend $75 on Weller Special Reserve.
I don't even know that I would buy another bottle again.
And that's what I question.
Kind of lost it on me. I'd buy Maker's Mark.
Will taters spend more than $100 for OWA because they're buying Weller Special Reserve for $75? Is there a number limit? Like, is there like a special number limit where they start to question their purchases? Like, is $100 their limit?
It's the Blanton's golden ratio.
I need to start doing calculations on this because I know I can figure out the math. Not right now because I'm drinking, but I know at some point if I sat down and really put effort into it, I could figure it out. Now, do I want to put effort into it and figure it out?
What is the Tate equation? We need to find the Taylor constant. That's the problem. There's a Taylor constant.
Again, I can figure this out, but somebody
Can
needs
you
to
tell he's an engineer and I was in engineering for half my college career? Because we're getting all physics up in this bitch.
Here's the thing between me and different engineers. Actually, no. Most engineers will also say this. I need an enticement to figure this out. What do you entice me with to figure this out? Because
If you
curiosity
figure
is
this
not
out,
enough.
you learn more about bourbon. And there you go.
Knowledge necessarily is not the enticement I want.
What's your enticement?
Someone needs to give me a good bottle of fucking whiskey to figure this out.
I'm looking at you, fine wine and spirits. How about some? You know what sounds good to calculate the taters tating?
I will
Some
mark it for
Russia's
you.
Reserve 13.
I can market this for you, but you gotta sponsor me. You can market the whiskey equation.
The state buys fucking plastic vacuum cleaners. You really think that they're gonna sponsor you to figure out a whiskey equation?
I mean, maybe.
No.
You're right, they're not. It's worth a shot.
Let's bring this back to Booker so we can finish up this video.
Bookers, I love you. Thank you for being good. And you know what? I'm glad people hate on you because that means I can always find you on a shelf.
Except when you can't.
Well,
Which unfortunately is more often than we want.
well, that's also because it's a batch product.
True.
It stays on a shelf for about a month, and then it sells out, and then you wait another 2 months until the next batch comes out. Then it's there for a month, and then it sells out. Because usually there's 4 batches a year. Last year we had a bit of a drought because there was only 3. But
Gambling cards.
well,
No, not really.
well,
Wow. That's Booker's Tagalong batch, everyone.
thank you.
You're it.